When it comes to the pinnacle of mental athleticism, no sport comes to mind sooner than chess. It has been used to symbolize mental superiority in media and pop culture for decades. To an outsider looking in, the game seems like this complex machine that only the elite can solve. On the other hand, when you hear that someone plays Pokemon competitively, the assumptions are somewhat underwhelming because on the surface, it is a game targeted towards children. However, what if I told you that I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers by the end of the year? And also that the two games are more common than you think. Now, the objectives for both games are a little different. You want to capture the king in chess, while in Pokemon, you want to knock out all your opponent's Pokemon, but the logic and tactics used in the games are very similar. The same terminology is used sometimes, or a different term in its place, like the first concept we'll explore, openings and leads. So in chess and Pokemon, the first initial moves are key, sometimes making or breaking the game right then and there. In chess, these moves are called openings, while in Pokemon, the monsters sent out first are called leads. These have similarities in the sense that the communities even have names for the most popular openings or leads. Where in chess, you have common openings like the Karakan, the Sicilian, the Ruler Pass. In Pokemon, you have common leads like Chi-Fulamane, Annihilate Mousehold, or Incineroar or Amoonguss. These leads or openings are often described the same way as well, with some leads being more defensive while others being more offensive. This leads to our next concept called lines. VGC made a great video exploring the complexities of Pokemon, and his thumbnail for the video made it seem that Pokemon was more complex than chess by a reasonable margin. He then just explained lines though, which is something that both games have. No shade to Wolf though, he's an awesome person and I fanboy whenever I see him. Okay, but what are lines? So lines are a set of predetermined moves that one will make when put into a certain situation. For example, leads and openings have lines to them that a player might choose in order to take to try to squeak out an advantage. In Pokemon, for example, when I see a Pokemon team that uses priority moves, known as priority spam, I follow a line usually where I bring Farigiraf, a Pokemon that counters the strategy. These lines are used in chess too, where somebody might study a game where a person was in the same scenario in which they managed to win and make similar moves. These lines are closely connected to the board state, a term used in both Pokemon and chess to determine who has the advantage based on the current status the game is in. Next up are exchanges and sacrifices. So Pokemon is synonymous with this, where the games might go like, I take your pawn, you take my pawn, or I'll sacrifice a piece right now for a positional advantage. Pokemon is the same way. As a Pokemon battle evolves, so too does the value of a Pokemon at play. Once a Pokemon has done its job, it is common for a player to simply let their opponent knock it out. This could change the board state of the game in favor of the player who lost the Pokemon actually in some cases. Other times, players might exchange Pokemon where they knock out each other's Pokemon at the same time to keep the game even, in a similar mindset to chess. Finally, endgame is a term used by both games to simply describe how a game is wrapping up, where one player may be having a victory secured, or a scenario where the game comes down to the wire. These are typically the games that are most fun to watch. So yes, at the end of the day, while there are different games, they're kind of two sides of the same coin, which is really cool to actually look at because I play both chess and Pokemon. I love both games with all my heart. And yeah, thank you for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe. Don't forget that you will love that you matter. And I will see you all next time. Goodbye.